Hi guys, hope you're doing well, hope you're thriving. My name is Doreen. If you're new here, you are welcome to the channel. Please consider subscribing, hit the like button if you like what you're watching. Call other people, invite friends, invite family, share so that we can all learn and grow together. On this channel, I share content related to women wellness and well-being, but on this particular video, the information I'm sharing cuts across both men and women, so you can watch this video as an individual or as a family so that we can all grow to our finances together. So this is part 3 of a 3-part series of financial stewardship seminar that I went for, and in this video I'm going to do a Q&A or go through the questions that some of the people that attended this seminar were battling with or were struggling with, so that we can all grow and learn together. The first question is, what do you tithe, the gross or the net? So in Malachi chapter 3 from verse 10 onwards, the Bible is telling us that we are robbing God. And the people are asking, how are we robbing you? And God is saying, in tithes and offering. So maybe you've been tithing, but tithing the net. So that means you are robbing God, you know? Yeah, so we are supposed to tithe the gross because that is the increase that we have gotten. And the next question is, how do you know which friends to make? As in Luke chapter 16 verse 9. If you watch the first part or part 1 of this financial stewardship seminar, you know that we read that we should use the money we have here on earth, that we should use our worldly resources to benefit others and make friends. So which friends are we making? Anyone and everyone out there can be your friend. It does not necessarily have to be our Christian friends, or everyone that needs help can be our friend. So that person you visit in the hospital is your friend. You are investing, you are sowing a seed in them. The neighbor that you helped, the friend that was in need and you helped them, those are your friends. Yeah, so the other question is about how to know which investment to invest in. And Uncle D shared something that was very interesting. He said that anything more than 12% per annum in return is not an investment that we should go in. Maybe apart from treasury bills and bonds, which are safe, which are government bonds. That's like a government investment. You're investing in the government. Like the government will always be there. Even if the president changes, that one can always be there. But these other ventures that give you more than 12% a year, those are schemes. Those ones that give us 40%, 35%, run away from those things because you are going to lose your money. And the other question was about, how do you know when to start another branch? So you started a shop, it is running, it is going well. How do you know when to start another branch? So one of the things that he shared was that you know it in your heart that it is time. You feel the demand grow. And then another thing is that the customers that keep coming, for example, if you have a shop in town and you get customers, if you have a shop in Kampala city center and you get very many customers from Ntinda, and they always tell you, hey, why don't you put a branch in Ntinda? Why don't you put a branch in Ntinda? So if you see that there's a sizable number of people or clients in that area, then you can open another branch. So when this one is fully established with all its systems are running, and it can stand on its own as an independent entity, then you can start something else. Another question was about what is the most secure investment, and Uncle D advised us to invest in money markets. He said the most secure investment is money markets. And he said that over time, your money loses value, and that is why you have to keep reinvesting the passive income that comes. You have to keep reinvesting it. In part 1, I shared about the 5 jars to divide your money, and 10% was tithe, 10% giving, 10% saving, 20% investment, like we saw in the previous video, and then 50% was saving. So someone asked that is school fees part of saving or it's an expense? And Uncle D says that school fees is an expense. So school fees is not part of saving, it's not part of investment, it is an expense. So the school fees that we pay for our children is supposed to be part of the expenses. So that was another one. And then someone asked, how do you handle losses? You started a business, you lost everything, and now you're back to zero, or you've closed the business. So one of the ways to handle losses is to learn the lessons. Sit down, get a pen, get a paper, go somewhere, think through the business. What are some of the mistakes you made? What are some of the good things that you made in the business, even if they did not come out? So learn the lessons. Did you do enough market research? So generally learn the lessons, sit back, see where you could have done better, and then you get up and try again. He kept emphasizing about Thomas, who performed over 1,000 expensive experiments to come up with the bulb. This bulb here that is lighting in your house, that is lighting in your office. There were over 1,000 failed experiments, expensive experiments. So we cannot give up. Even when we've lost, we get up and try again and do better. So a gentleman shared some of the advice that was given to him. He did take it and he made losses, or he lost the business. And this advice is, do not borrow money to start a business. So he borrowed it, he started a business and it failed. So the real thing is, you can borrow money, but you have to put it in an existing successful business. That is when it can get returns for you, so that you can pay back the money that you have borrowed. And then he also shared that he's doing a business but because he's not directly involved in it, it is a very big challenge. So he has not really invested so much in it. And of course, the systems that you also have to put in place to make sure, and of course, there are systems that you also have to put in place to make sure that you are not being swindled of all your investment. Then someone else asked a very interesting question about spiritual mapping and financial or business mapping in families. And this is very serious, because sometimes you can be starting businesses and they're failing. You invest in something and it fails, and you do not know that it is actually, backtracked into your family, backtracked into your background and all. So do spiritual mapping or financial mapping and see in your family how are finances. How did your father handle finances? How did your grandfather handle finances? How did your great-grandfather or your clan or your people, how do they handle finances? Is that why your businesses are failing or something like that? So we can't win the battle physically before we win it in the spirit. So we have to go ahead and pray, seek God, and then listen to what he tells us, and then we go ahead and do that. If there are any soul ties or any spiritual bondages, we have to pray to God to break them, so that we can be, we can set off in the businesses that we are trying to do. So a lot was shared, a lot was learned in the past 2 videos, plus this one, which is the 3rd. I have shared so much. I hope you have learned a thing or two. I learned so much, and that's why I felt like I should come and share with you. And that's why I advised you that you should get a pen and paper and write down these things. If you've not been writing, the videos are on YouTube. You can go and click from part 1, part 2, part 3, and make sure that your finances are transformed. Personally, my life, my financial life, my family's finances have been transformed forever. So that is it for this video. If you have any more questions about financial stewardship and anything to do with finances, stewardship, budgeting, saving, investment, loans. I haven't talked about loans much because, as we shared in the first video, the Bible encourages us to save up and then invest. So you can get loans and all, but the best thing would be to plan, you budget, you save up, and then invest. So if you have any questions about loans, maybe you can put them in the comment section, and maybe I'll ask Uncle D to, respond to them, maybe in a Zoom call or on a YouTube live video. So you never know. Just leave all your financial questions in the comment section. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you've been uplifted, encouraged, and motivated to be the best version of yourself. Bye. See you in the next video.